All right, we're going to do the very basics of groundwork. I've got a bunch of ideas that I want to, I got to admit, just looking at this pile here makes me want to go take a nap. Yeah, it's one of those things. Maybe you're a kid, you got a lot of homework. You're like, oh, I don't want to do homework. Well, but you got to. You think, oh, I don't want to build a paddock. Okay, we've got Luke here. Anyhow, so I have this grand idea, hey buddy, of putting together a few videos to do, but they require that my understanding of how groundwork works is across. It's just a squirrel. Okay, come here. Okay, I'll travel you guys around here. All right, we get Luke hooked up. Okay, that's super awkward to do with one hand. Anyway, so I have this a set of ideas in my head, and I think it would be more efficient if I could get across these ideas with a basic framework in place of my expectations of basic groundwork. So, for example, when I lead a horse around, I expect them to lead in a particular way. When I ask them to go around me in a particular way, they should just do that. And so we're going to go into the arena here. Sometimes the grass looks good, but we don't have time for that right now. Class is in. It's a beautiful day. I got the girls in the arena. What's going on with the camera? I have the girls in the arena right now, so they will be a distraction. But sometimes distractions are good, because Luke's pretty good. He pretty much knows what I ask for, so he just follows me around a lot pretty calmly and peacefully. But he does like the girls. I wouldn't call him a ladies' man or nothing, but okay, so seriously though, when I'm going to talk about groundwork in the next pile of videos, and I'll refer back to this video when I go do those ones, there are going to be some very basic things, and these might be a few things you could practice in a small space. So I had somebody ask, well, what can I do with my horse? It's getting cold, or I don't have a space to work in. What can I do in smaller spaces? And there's possibilities to do from the ground and in the saddle. So we're going to talk about what you can do in saddle and what you can do from the ground. So we're going to start at the ground. I'm going to put you guys up here. I've made this, here, check this out actually. It is it's a camera holder. Just sits on the edge of the arena, but you guys get to go up high. So that should be pretty good there. Now, here we've got Luke. Luke's been, he's been doing groundwork with me since I got him. So he's usually very responsive unless he's just sort of tuning me out or something. He is going to be a little bit paying attention. I'll bring him back, see if I can get him into frame a bit here. And you'll see him if I start to tune out from him, then he'll tune out from me. So one of the first things that I always want to talk about when it comes to doing any groundwork is that your horse has to be with you. They have to be paying attention to you as much as you are paying attention to them. It's the first step for all groundwork. You can't get a horse to do something unless they're paying attention to you. And if you have to get their attention, then you'll end up, come back, you'll end up having to scare them or get them worried. And in the wrong sort of scenario or the wrong type of horse, that can have a detrimental effect on them and maybe you if they're really, really scared. So, of course, you put anything new in front of a horse and the first thing I want to do is mess with it. So, okay, so the very first thing about groundwork, number one, is your horse has to be with you. They have to be paying attention to you. So if he were to stop paying attention to me, and he's sort of paying attention to that guy over there, and there's a squirrel up there, and I don't know where the dog went, but you know, there's little things going on. He's looking at the girls over in the corner. One of them's coming over, so now he's going to ask him to come back and just sort of stick with me. So first thing to do with groundwork is sort of be able to be quiet and peaceful with your horse without them looking off and doing other things, and then we can finally start to move them around. So groundwork is a lot about, I wouldn't say playing with the mind, but engaging the mind. You can have a horse that is really hot, super, just full of energy. But you can really get to their feet if you have their mind. So it doesn't matter. Let's get on with the first few exercises of what I might do. So the girls are staying over there. We've got a little bit of space here. And one of the things that Luke will do is he will try to face me as best as he can. That's on purpose. I prefer that to happen so that I can ask for a left or a right or a back or a forward at any point. So the next thing I'm going to do, and you can't see it in the camera, but I'm going to ask him to kind of go forward. And all I've done is placed my arm out. Now I'll ask him to bring his butt around, and that will equate to what will be, we'll talk about it in future videos, a one rein stop. A one rein stop might be one of those things that you're going to need when nothing else works. And so we want to get that done from the ground. So now we'll try it again. So the first thing, we get them with us. Make sure they pay attention to us. Now Luke's kind of going off a little, so I'll just ask him to come back to me. And he'll do his best to square up while paying attention to other things that are going on. There's a little action over there, a little bit there, another young girl over there kind of deal. What are you gonna do? You gotta work with what you got. So I'm gonna ask him again to get moving. So here he knows to go, so I might need to use the driving side to get him to come around me. And what we're doing here is just getting a left hand turn. So if I was in the saddle, I would have my rein on the left side coming out, see? And he would be making a left hand turn. We'll watch his legs, his back left leg has to come under his body. His front left leg travels a little bit to the outside while his right leg sort of keeps on going forward. We're just looking for good form. And see, now he's come out of form. I'll ask him with my driving hand. This is my leading hand, or my rein hand. This would be what I would use when I was in the saddle. And we'll just continue around in this circle. And the most important part of this circle, because it's a very calm circle. If I had a more excitable horse, then he might be going around really, really quickly and dangerously, and maybe with some kicking or some worry there, or pulling me off or something. This is a very calm horse right now. So step number 2, as I've said here, I just want to be able to ask him. Now I'm going to have to drive him a little, so he'll go forward and come around me. Now the other horse is coming in, so we'll see how close she gets. We'll just have Luke keep coming around. And this particular movement works on both sides. My energy is going towards the girth so that when I'm in the saddle, I should be able to do just about the same thing with my legs. If I wanted to turn, my left hand will come out. If I want to go, my energy will come in towards the girth area. I'm not going to come towards his butt. If I do that, if I go towards his butt, which is step number 3, first step, get the mind, keep him with you. Step 2, a turn, one way or the other. And step 3 is the one rein sort of stop. If I go at their butt with my energy, he ought to make that turn with just his back end. His front end should stay in one spot and his back end should come around. You don't want to be driving. I'm just going to have to ask her to leave. Go on. This is a one-on-one exercise today. If your energy is going here for these circles or for any driving in the saddle or on the ground, in this particular instance, we're talking about being on the ground for ground work, then there should be forward movement. When you're in the saddle and you want your one rein stop, which we'll talk about in another video, very, very important, huge safety maneuver to make, then my energy is going to go back towards the butt. And he should know that. And his front left foot, if you're watching, if you can see it, hopefully you can see it, it should make a little hole in the ground. I mean, you don't want to make a hole in the ground, but you know what I mean. It shouldn't really move. We should just get the butt. So if I've got the girth area, he should go forward. Right, we got forward. So we'll come around, come around, come around. I'll get the butt. And that front left foot should stay planted. And he should do his best to sort of face up and square up to me. So those are the first 3 steps that I would encourage anybody to work on. Once you've got one way going, you'll go do it the... Hi, buddy. You can go do it the other way, a right hand. What was I doing? I was doing left, so we'll do right. And we'd work on the 4th thing to do is the in-between, where you go from the left hand to the right hand or the right hand to the left hand, so that you can get a nice clean turn. And I'll cover that in another video because it is something in and of itself of to do the turn, the direction changes. So hopefully that's been kind of interesting. I'll end this here because we're probably getting kind of long. Looks like 13 minutes. Oh, I wanted to make this quick. I really wanted to make this a 5-minute video, but it turns out I talk a lot. But when you get these things and they're calm and collected and kind of happy, then you've made it to a really good place. And if you find yourself going, well, what's next? Try to grab something that worries them, a tarp or a flag or a bag or leaf blower, I don't know, anything. And then try it again. See if you've actually got it really good. She's not even coming over. No. So hopefully that helps. The 3 basic steps to groundwork or the start of groundwork. If that doesn't make sense, let me know. Ask a question or 2 if you'd like, or get a hold of me, and I'll see if I can answer them. And I'll do a follow-up video soon on the next steps to groundwork. And then once we have groundwork done to a nice level, we'll transfer that into the saddle. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys again soon. Hey, Luke. Let's go.